How you doing, Zach? Hood Rubino, Devil's Digest. Now that you had more time to review the film, what were the difficulties, if that's the right term, in the second half for the offense compared to what you saw in the first half?
Yeah, we just didn't click on a few things. Obviously, we missed a couple shots and just weren't able to put the ball where we want it, and that's in the end zone, scoring touchdowns. And so it was a little frustrating for the guys and for us, but they're hungry, this week to get back out there and show what they've got. I think you extend some drives, you do some things, and then we weren't able to finish some of those drives, and that's got to be a point of emphasis moving into this week, and really taking a look at that red zone and getting after it. So.
Coach, on Elijah Badger, someone who you had to redshirt last year, didn't see a whole lot of time early on in the season, and now is just causing a riot. How rewarding is that to see that play from practice pay off in games?
It's awesome. It's awesome seeing him. It's awesome seeing any of our players, having success on the field and in games. And, obviously he's had some limited, touches and doing some big things for us. And, he's one of those guys that the football comes easy to. As far as just the speed of the game, and he never panics. And he just kind of, it's a fun, easy game for him, right now, and it's cool to see. It's cool to see as a coach, because the talent, whether it's his hands, whether it's just his route running ability or just playmaking ability, and then just the vision in the open field and in space, it's tough to teach. And so he's got some natural stuff to him that we like having out there on the field.
Hey, Zach. You guys have really pulled out a lot of specialty plays so far. Can you just walk us through the process of sort of building them and then understanding the right situations and opponents and all that?
Yeah, I think you get into spring ball, over the summer, fall camp, you're doing a lot of research, you're looking for things that fit your style of play and the personnel that you have too, because a lot of teams are limited to the personnel that they've got, and fortunately we've got multiple guys in multiple positions that can do some different things, and so that opens that box up a little bit. And so as you're working on those through fall camp, through spring ball, you kind of get a feel for what coverages you're looking for, what defenses you're looking for. Is this a pressure situation? Is it a non-pressure situation? You're just trying to find the right fit for these games. Hey, this is gonna work because of this, or hey, this doesn't really work this week because we're getting this, and so it's just kind of finding the strengths and the weaknesses for some of those gadget plays, and hopefully you dial them up at the right point too, because we've called a number of them too that the defense has covered, and done a good job with. So there's a little luck to it as well.
So Zach, as you prepare for Utah, does it help that you had a common opponent in BYU, or is that really more trivial than people think it would be?
I think you're looking for similarities in whatever defenses you faced. And Utah's defense is a very good one to begin with. Obviously they've got a lot of guys back, and they do a good job with their pressures, and I think their coaching staff does a very good job with making sure they're detailed and not trying to show too much and disguising things well, and so it's complicated. It's a good defense, and they're pretty sound with what they do. And they've got some good players at every level of that defense. Yeah, every week's different. You're looking for that game plan that fits that defense and how you're going to attack them, and then you go with it, and hopefully it works out. Yeah, you're looking at all the film from every game, and so it kind of fits like what offense is going against that defense and how that kind of looks and all that stuff.
Zach, your offense is doing quite well in some of the more popular metrics that people look at: yards per play, points per play, yards per pass, third down efficiency. How much, which of those or others do you really key on, or if at all? And what do you think those things say about where your offense is at?
Well, I think the big stat that we key on is the wins and losses, and so that's the major one. But from an offensive standpoint, you're looking at turnovers is a big deal. If you can hold on to the football, you're going to win a lot of games. And so that's a main one. I really look at the third down percentages because that means you're moving the chains and keeping drives going. We look at explosive plays. How many explosive plays are we getting each game in the run and the pass, and that's a big dictator for obviously yards and scoring points. And so obviously your red zone percentage, which we need to do a better job at. We're not where we want to be in that spot. Those are the main ones: turnovers, third downs, red zone.
So, how are you doing this year in explosives relative to other years? What you would expect, and also maybe completion percentage, because Jaden is leading the Pac-12 in that.
Yeah, the completion percentage has been good, and we want to be efficient with that passing offense. Explosive plays have been up as far as we've reached our goal in I think every one but one game in the explosive plays. Third down, we want to be above 50%. That's our goal, and right now we're doing that. And so I think some of those indicators have been good. We knock on wood, again, the turnover battle, we've been fortunate to be, I think, maxed out at 1 I think in certain games. And so we want to continue to hold on to the football and continue drives and score points. And,
Did any of those indicators stand out for the second half on Friday? I think that you wanted to
I think we started out the game, I think we were 6 of 6 on third downs at one point, and then we kind of got into a little slump on third downs, and that took us out of a few drives. Right after half, we get to a 3rd and 4, and we don't convert, and now we're punting, and so that was a big one. Obviously, we only had one turnover, and that was that 4th drive, in the second quarter. That's really what it comes down to, and then kind of stalled out in some red zone situations.
Are those third down conversions something that you can zero in on focusing, or is that just kind of a byproduct of the offense kind of improving overall?
I mean, we game plan our third downs heavily, so we go into a game and we see what they're doing and try to put together the best game plan that we see fit, and then you're feeling that out through the game, and trying to see, what their reaction is to our offense and to what those down and distances are, but yeah, you take some time to really look at the third downs and put together what you feel like is a good plan, and then hopefully the guys can go execute.
Zach, the versatility of your personnel, you've talked about that several times. How much does that empower you when you're trying to put in a package from an opponent, knowing that you are willing to pull all your linemen, you have the ability to block on the perimeter the way that you do, you have a utility piece like Case Hatch, et cetera? What do you do?
It's really nice. It is, and we try to spread the ball around as much as we can, and personnel things for certain guys, and I'm fortunate that we have multiple guys we're trying to get the ball to, and but then it can be hard on the other side too, certain guys not getting touches or whatever, and then you're fighting that battle as well. But everybody in each position wants more experience, wants more catches, wants more, but we're doing a good job of keeping that a team focus, and rooting for all the guys on the offense, whoever's getting catches or touchdowns or yardage, on the ground or whatever it is. And I think the guys are staying, team-centered with their focus, because a lot of times, especially mid-season, you can get into I only have 3 catches, or I only got this, or I only got that. And the I mentality is going to create negativity, and that can lead to losses. So we're trying to focus on the wins. We're trying to focus on playing as a team and going and doing it for each other.
Zach, this is the first of a couple cold weather games that you'll probably have: Salt Lake, Seattle up there, Corvallis as well. What's the message to the team in playing in a cold weather game?
Game's a game. Got to have the right mindset. Yeah, it's football. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, the guys, they respond well, we played at Oregon State late in the year last year. It was 45 and absolutely pouring, on us. And, we ended up, handling it the right way, and it's just getting the right mindset, and not letting yourself or others be complacent. Just keeping those standards high, and at the end of the day, you got to win a football game.